Hi everyone, and welcome to my live creative time today. My name is Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited. We have a really cool project today. It's viewer's choice today. So thank you to all of you who made your choice or casted your vote earlier today as to which bundle you would like me to choose for today's presentation. So I will reveal all very soon, but while we're waiting for everybody to jump on, I'm just going to bring up all of my devices, this live on all of my devices so that I can see everyone's comments there. So let me get that all set up. Can you believe it's been a week already since we were here last time? That's gone so fast. Alrighty, let's bring that. Oh, excuse me. A little bit of a tickle today. Let's see, there we go. Okay. All right, we are all in action. Everything is working, all good. Let me take a little sip of water. All righty. And I can just hear my son coming home from work. So if you hear any noise in the background, that's what that will be. All right, so how was everybody's weekend? Let me know in the comments. As people are jumping in, say hi, let me know that you are here. And this is, if this is your first time watching me on one of my Facebook lives or my YouTube videos, and please let me know where you are watching from, and be sure to say hi. We always love to welcome new people. Hi Angela, how are you? Great to have you here with us today. How was your weekend, Angela? Did you get some crafting done on the weekend? We had on Thursday, no. Let me get the days right. Okay, so today is Monday. I should tell you the date actually. Today is Monday, the 11th of September. No, is that right? Oh my goodness, it is too. Monday, the 11th of September already. Wow, the time, where does that time go? I just don't know. It goes so quickly. So there we go, 2023, of course. Now I'm getting notifications that I have got slow connection. So hopefully that will right itself soon, and we'll be all good. But yes, the internet can be a little bit dodgy sometimes here. So hopefully it'll play nice today. Angela said, no crafting on the weekend. She went to a party Saturday night and lunch yesterday. Oh, that sounds really lovely. Sounds like a great weekend. We had some visitors on Saturday. John's brother and his partner, they came on Saturday around about lunchtime-ish. So that was really lovely. They were passing through, so they popped in to say hi, and yeah, came and spent some time with Callie, our little puppy. So they adored her. So that was really nice. It was great to see them. And then Saturday evening, I had a kit and create night with my team, which was lots of fun. We had a couple of hours of crafting and chatting together, and sharing some lovely chats and laughs, and sharing what we were creating. And yeah, it was really great. So we had a lovely time. And then yesterday, church in the morning, and then some shopping, because it's my husband's birthday coming up this week. So Amber and I had to go and do a little bit of shopping, a little bit of birthday shopping. So that's always fun. And then I came home and did a few things. Did a little bit of work yesterday, which usually Sundays is my day off, but I had a bit of catching up to do from the day before. And then had a nap in the afternoon, late afternoon actually. But I tried to nap, and every time I just dozed off, there'd be a noise. And my husband forgot that I'd gone to have a nap. So he put the vacuum cleaner on. I'm like, oh my goodness, I told you I was having a nap. And there was some, you know, noise in the neighborhood and stuff like that. So yeah, but anyway, that was okay. I had a rest, so that was better than nothing. I had been nodding off in front of my computer, so I knew I needed to sleep. But anyway, that was kind of my weekend. But I love to hear about what you have all been up to as well. So be sure to share with me what you've been up to. Hey Rose, how are you? Yes, I am feeling okay today. Thank you. Thank you. Just my asthma was playing up a little bit. So just really silly things. It doesn't take much to set it off. And I had a sneezing fit yesterday with my allergies. Something got up my nose. I don't know what it was. And I just sneezed and sneezed and sneezed probably about 10 times. And it triggered my asthma. So it's just been a little bit dodgy ever since. But that's okay. I'm used to that and I can cope with that. Okay. So just one of those things. You know, we all have stuff, don't we? We all have stuff we have to deal with. But yeah, that's it. But apart from that, I'm fine. Thank you. Oh, Angela said, she said, I fall asleep at my crafting desk too sometimes. Yeah, that's when we know we are very tired, isn't it? Especially when we're falling asleep at our crafting desk. Yes. Well, let me tell you a few things that are happening while a few more people are jumping on. So we have got, let's see, this month we have got a new kit that has released. So we've got the Stampin' Up! Christmas Everywhere kit. This is a Christmas card making kit. Now there are stamps and stickers and things in this one. Actually, is there stamps in this one? Yes, there are stamps in this one. And there's stickers and things as well. And there are, in case you didn't notice, there's some palm trees and also some cactus. So they've kind of, you know, as the name suggests, Christmas everywhere, they've tried to cover all of the countries. So, you know, palm trees for us down here who have summer Christmas in the southern hemisphere, cactus for maybe those in the, I don't know, would that be northern hemisphere, I guess. Where do they have cactus? What countries do they have cactus? Like Mexico? That's the only one I can think of. I'm sure there's other countries. Let me know in the comments if you know where would they have cactus in the summer, like in at Christmas time. Let me know. So lots of fun and, you know, traditional Christmas trees as well. So that's a really cool card kit. So look out for that one in the kits collection or the online exclusives. You'll find that in both places in the online store. Now for the kits, you'll find a little, in the annual catalogue, you'll find a little brief overview of kits, but you won't find the actual kits available from the catalogue because they are just online in the online exclusives or the kits collection section. So they're in the online store. So there's lots and lots of kits in there to choose from. So if you love working with kits and you love projects that have instructions, so you don't have to think too much about it, or perhaps you're new to crafting, then definitely check out the kits collection. They are awesome, and we were playing with some of those kits on Saturday night, my team and I, and that was really fun. I finished off one of the kits that has retired now that I'd started a long time ago and hadn't finished, and yeah, so I got that one finished off, so that's good, because last week I got 3 new kits delivered, which I haven't opened yet because I thought, no, I've got to finish off some of my older kits first, get them done and finished, and then I can open up my new ones. So I might show you those over the coming weeks when I open them. All right, so that's happening. Now also too, I have got on offer the Crafty Collaborations tutorial bundle. Now there are a few different ways you can get this. If you are part of my team, you get this for free at the end of every month, or towards the end of every month, I give that to my team for free. Now this one has got 55 project tutorials in it. 55! So 55 different projects. Lots and lots of creative inspiration in there for you. So yeah, so my team get it for free. My customers can get this when they shop with me and spend over $75 in my online store. So if you use my host code, Here's my September 2023 host code. So if you use my host code when you're shopping with me and you spend over $75, I will send this tutorial bundle to you for free. Now, if you are somebody who has your own demonstrator, or perhaps you are a demonstrator yourself and you would like a copy of this, you can purchase this from me outright. So you can just pop me a message or an email at mandyspapercraftcreations@gmail.com, or pop me a message in Messenger, and I can organize that for you. It's $28 for the tutorial. It's like a jumbo class of 55 projects, so it's very worthwhile. So they are the different ways you can get that. So there's lots and lots of different projects. Mine is up here at the top. There's a little sneaky peek. Third from the beginning is my one. But yeah, they're all current products that are available that you'll find in that tutorial. Another thing new that has launched as well, and this is another, I'm eating fluff. It's probably from the dog. She's a little bit molty at the moment. I think she may be losing. She doesn't normally molt very much, which is interesting. But I was brushing her the other night, and there was a lot of fur coming off. So I was thinking, oh, maybe she's getting rid of a little bit of a winter coat or something. I don't know, because normally she doesn't molt. But there you go. So there are some special release designer series papers in the online store. You won't find these ones in any catalogue. One of those coordinates with the translucent florals bundle that I had mentioned in my post earlier today, which you were choosing between that and the winter owls. And I'll tell you which one we're going to be using in a little bit. But let me just pause for a moment because I got that slow connection notification again. So hopefully... Oh, we might have some challenges today. The feed is not looking great. What I might actually do is I might turn off one of these devices for now, and that'll stop one device streaming. So there we go. I'll turn off my iPad for now, so I'm just streaming on 2 devices, not 3, and that'll help the drain. All right, there we go. So yeah, so definitely check out those beautiful papers. So there are some Christmas papers, some really traditional Christmas papers, some non-traditional Christmas papers, and some papers that are not Christmas specific. So there's the floral one, which I said goes with the, I can't think what it's called. Oh, I wrote it down. Oh, I've moved it. Yeah, I can tell you later. Or you can have a look in the online store. Anyway, you'll find them there. Click on what's new and you'll find them. But there'll be a promo when you go to the online store, and you'll see it there anyway. So you can check out those beautiful designer series papers. They are only available while supplies last. And same with all of the kits as well. They're only available while supplies last. The papers will probably get snapped up pretty quick, I would imagine, because the papers are usually very, very popular. So be sure to check those out in my online store. Now, if you're not sure how to get to my online store, you can go to either my blog, which is mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com, and click on the shop button at the top of the page. Or you can go to my Stampin' Up website, which is mandywitherby.stampinup.net, and click on the Shop Now button, which is also up the top. So you can get to it either of those ways. All right. Now, another great thing, while you're there on the online store, check out the information about World Card Making Day, because this is a free event for everybody. So demonstrators and customers. This is a free event. All the information is there. If you click on the promo, when you go to the demonstrator website, there'll be a promo that'll pop up. It'll scroll along on the carousel at the top, and click on that one. And then if you register, you can then get all of the information and any updates as well. And then you can also print off the details sheets that has all of the cutting measurements, as well as the supply list of the products that we'll be using. So it's free. It's a free event for everybody. It's going to be great. There's going to be 3 projects that will be presented over 3 hours. So it starts at 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Well, actually, will we be in daylight savings then? The 7th. No, I think it will still be standard time, because I think daylight savings starts that night. Actually, should check that. I think it's still standard time. So anyway, the information will be there on the website. Just check that out. But definitely register if you'd like to come. Now they did list the products that they will be using. If you don't already have them, you have the option of either substituting them, or if you would like to purchase them, then you can purchase them as well, but that's totally up to you. You can always substitute. Same with the colors that they're using, you can substitute for other colors as well. So lots and lots of things happening, very exciting. But yes, World Card Making Day, 7th of October. It'll be celebrated all around the world because it's World Card Making Day. So there you go. Yeah, so definitely check that out. All right, how are we going? Okay, Amber is jumping off because the connection is very poor today. Keeps pausing to buffer every few seconds. Oh, that's annoying. Amber will pop back in later. Okay, awesome. Hopefully she will think to let her brother know as well to stay off the internet. Alrighty. So who would like to know what we are crafting with today? Because I put up a little this or that this morning for everybody to choose what they would like to see me demonstrate first. So I had the translucent florals and the winter owls. So these are both from the Mini Catalogue. I didn't mention the Mini Catalogue, did I? I totally forgot. The Mini Catalogue is out now, available to everybody. Lots and lots of beautiful products available in here for Christmas, and also other products in there that are non-Christmas products too. So definitely check that out. You can check out all of those products in the online store. If you don't already have a demonstrator and you would like one of these catalogs, please let me know. I'd love to get a catalog out to you. In fact, while I think of it, let me pop that link up in the comments. Oh my goodness, my brain today, too much to think about. Also, all of the links will be in the description of the video. Once I finish filming, I'll put them all up there for you. Now let me see, there we go. So it's a September to December 2023 mini catalogue, and I have a request form there that you can complete so that I can get all of your details to get that out to you. So I'll pop that there in the comments. Now, as demonstrators, we've been able to purchase from there for quite a while, the last month really. So because that's one of the perks of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is we get access to the products earlier than customers, usually a whole month earlier, which is super awesome, very fun. And so we get a little bit of extra time to play. Now, if you would like more information about joining my wonderful crafting community, the Paper Craft Gems, feel free to get in contact with me, and I'm happy to answer all of your questions. You can choose to purchase the starter kit, and you can choose up to $235 worth of product, but you only pay $169. So you get $66 worth of free product plus free shipping on that as well. So it's usually about an extra, on an order of that size, it's probably about an extra $15 or so. Between 12 and 15. I can't remember what it is now. Oh my goodness. See, my brain, too many things in my brain. Anyway, it's a good saving. And then you get an ongoing 20% discount on all of your products. Now you can put anything that is current in your starter kit. You get to choose, fully customizable. So you can choose products from the mini catalog, the annual catalog, any products that are in the online store, kits, those new exclusive papers, anything you like up to the value of $235. So feel free to get in contact with me. I would love to answer your questions, and then you can make that decision whether or not that is the right decision for you. But we are always excited to welcome new team members. All right, so let me just scroll back here. Oh, thank you, Narelle. Hi, Narelle. Sorry, I didn't see that you're on here. Thank you. Narelle says daylight savings starts on, it starts on Sunday, the 1st of October. Oh, okay. So we will already be in daylight savings at that time. So for World Card Making Day, it will start at 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So there you go. We will be on daylight savings at that time. So there you go. If you are a state that has daylight savings, otherwise it'll be your normal standard time. So there's so many different time zones around Australia and of course around the world too. So just check for your time zone. Yeah, check the details of the event. Hey Brenton, how you going? Great to have you here. Thank you for joining us. All right, who is ready to see which one won the vote today? So we had the translucent florals, or we had the winter owls, and everybody was making their choice. They got to pick one. And are you ready? Drum roll. The winner was winter owls. So that is what we're playing with today, winter owls bundle. So this one is beautiful. Look at those beautiful snowy owls. And we've got the coordinating dies as well. Now I checked earlier in the afternoon, and the translucent florals was winning at that point. So I was preparing for that. And then I thought I better just check again just before I post again about my live. And then it was the winter owls, and I'm like, oh, quick pivot. So I do have a project, but I'm going to change it up a little bit. We're going to do something a little bit different. But let me put the camera down onto the desktop and I can share all of that with you. But I'm super excited. I love snowy owls. They are absolutely beautiful. Now I'm sure that you can probably add extra detail and different colors to these owls to make them different types of owls, any type of owl that you would like. But if you just keep them black and white, the details on these do look like the snowy owls. So, and you don't have to necessarily do snowy owls in the snow either, because they do live in regions where it's not always snowing as well. So I don't know a whole heap about snowy owls. Maybe some of you know more than I do, but I did look up a few photos today just to double check I knew which direction I was going, to be sure I was being true to the snowy owl. So, all right, so what we'll do, we'll get the camera down onto the desk. Oh, I was going to tell you what the votes were. Okay, so we had and I haven't checked again right before I've gone live. So this may have changed since then, but when I last checked, which was around about 3 o'clock, we had 6 votes for the owls and we had 4 votes for the translucent florals. So people loved both. Oh, and we had somebody who couldn't choose between the two because she loves both and she wants both sets. So yeah, so they're both fairly popular, which is great. And the translucent florals one, I'll keep that one up my sleeve. I will still share that at some point down the road, but it won't be today. It'll be another week. But yeah, so let's play with the owls. So
Here's what I found.
Oh, my watch. Hang on a sec. I need to snooze my watch. There we go. Okay, all good. I think S-I-R-I. I won't say the name because she'll hear me and she'll respond. I think she was about to give me information about snowy owls because, yeah, she just chimed in at that point. All right, I'm going to cover up the camera, tip it down onto the desktop, and let's hope that the internet plays nice today. All right, here we go. All right, bear with me. Get everything set up for you. Do all my adjusting. Oh, I did that one up tight today. I think I might need to bring this one out. Yep. Let's bring the camera out a little bit further for you. Now, did I do the flipping? I think I forgot to do the flipping. Let me flip and flip. There we go. Okay, how is that looking? Get some lights. Oh, maybe I had already flipped. I thought I hadn't. All right, let's flip again. Flip. Let that just catch up for a moment. And flip. I must have already pressed them, but not paid attention as I did it. There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. Get everything all set up. We'll move the keyboard. We don't need that right now. Okay. A little bit wonky. Let's straighten up. How is that looking? Is that a bit better? Okay. All right, iPad is off. Now let me just move these down and over a tad. I think I need to give my desk a clean too. Desk isn't looking too clean, is it? That's okay. That's right, we're crafters, aren't we? We get a bit messy. All right, snowy owls. Well, actually, this one is called winter owls, but I'm going to turn them into snowy owls because snowy owls are absolutely adorable. So that's what we're going to have today. Now, the owls, you have the stamp set and the dies, of course. Apologies if it's not coming up really clear. I'm having a bit of a struggle with my internet today, which of all days, it has to be today. So we've got 3 beautiful owls in this stamp set, including one that's in flight, which is really beautiful. We've got some snow flurries in the background here. We've got some trees, some bare trees, or you can use them as branches. We've got a moon, and then we've got some really lovely sentiments as well. May you have time to enjoy the quiet moments of this season, sending love and warm wishes. So they are really beautiful sentiments. This is a cling stamp set, so they are the red rubber cling, and I've put my stickers on there as well. The stickers come with the stamp set. That helps you just to align them. And then for the dies, let's open up the dies. This is the Winter Owls dies. And look how clever I was this time. And I don't know why I hadn't done this before now, but this was another tip that I saw from another demonstrator. They photocopied the dies first on their photocopier or on their printer, printed it out, and then put it into the packet so that when you go to put your dies back on the die sheet, you know exactly where they're going to go so that you can fit all of your dies. So that's my template for how the dies fit on my backing paper. Isn't that clever? And I'd seen that done before, but I had just never done it. And then I did it the other day and thought, oh, brilliant. Why haven't I done this before now? So anyway, let's have a look at the dies. So we have got dies for each of the birds. So here they are here. The branch itself doesn't have one. The moon does. We've got the circle die here. So that circle die can also be used on its own. We're getting reflection. Let me move that. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll put that on there and move that in a little bit. There we go. So yeah, that's a great circle die as well. It's a great size. I think it's around about 3/4 of an inch. I think I checked it once before. Yep, it's 3/4 of an inch, which is just under 2 centimeters. I think 3/4 of an inch is about 1.9 centimeters. Yep. So it's a really good size circle die to have. So that die cuts the moon. But we've also got these additional dies. So we've got the big tree trunk there with the hole in the tree trunk. We've got some additional branches, this one here and this one here. And then we've got this owl here. Now this owl, you might think, oh, but his wings look a little bit short. These are the extra pieces for his wings. So they attach onto this one here. Now I've got a project to share with you that I had created. And I'm kind of using this one as a template today. We're not making this one exactly, but I'm using this one as a template. We're going to change it up a little bit today. This one was actually created by my daughter, Amber. Oh, hi, Donna. Oh, you like that tip about the photocopying the dies before you take them off the paper? Fantastic. Oh, I'm glad you found that helpful. You're very welcome. Yeah, so this beautiful owl is the dies here, this one here, and the extra wings, which I've just adhered just under the edge of this part of the wing here. We've got the moon, which is embossed in silver. The trees, I've stamped, oh, she has, not I, she, Amber, my daughter, had stamped these trees in the background and embossed them in black. And then we've got the sending love sentiment as well. The paper that she's used here is the, oh, let me think of it. Hang on. It's not the one we're using today. We're using different paper today. Let me grab the paper. Okay, believe it or not, it's actually the stargazing paper. It's this one with all of the planets on it. I don't have much left of this because we use this for our team retreat, but it's this piece here. So it's the reverse side of the planets, and she's used this one here. Isn't that awesome? It's another different way of using that paper for a night scene. But we're not using that one today. We're going to change it up and use something different. Because we're going to do, we're not doing a really dark night scene. We're doing a sort of a more of a snowy daytime scene today. So changing it up a little bit. And instead of using the die, we're going to use the stamps today. So I'm going to use these two little ones down here today. And we're going to, yeah, so we're going to change it up a little bit. But that's sort of my idea. For today's project. I could have shown you exactly how to make this one, but I thought, you know what, let's change it up a little bit. I'll tell you what she's used in this one, and then perhaps you would like to replicate that, or case, as we say. But yeah, I thought I'd show you something a little bit different. So she's just, or I actually made the bird, I actually made the owl, and then she incorporated it into the project. I just added a little bit of Stampin' Write marker around the details of the owl, just in one of the lighter grey colours. You probably can't really see that on camera, and the internet's not playing nice, so it probably makes it even harder to see it. But yeah, just added a little bit of detail around those bits, and I put a black piece of cardstock behind the face so that the eyes and the beak were black, because they actually die cut out. So yeah, so there's some tips on that one. But yeah, the moon and the sentiment are heat embossed in silver. So if you would like to create that one, recreate that one, you're welcome to, but we're going to do something a little bit different today. So I'm going to pop this one over here. Now, something I did today, we'll put these, I'll show you the paper that we're going to use, actually, before I go on to the next little tip. So the paper we're using today is the new Winter Meadow paper from the Mini Catalogue. And this paper is absolutely gorgeous. I'll pull it out and show you. And then I'll show you which one of the papers from here we're going to use. A lot of these you could use with the owls, actually. Let's move the owls out the way. Because, yeah, they would go really well. This one is gorgeous as well. Now, this one has got the 12 by 12 pattern on it. So if you cut that in half, that will make a beautiful border for a 12 by 12 inch scrapbooking layout as well. Otherwise, you can cut them up into panels, and you can get 6 card fronts from that piece. Now, on the other side, you've got some really beautiful watercolor texture. I love that. It looks really awesome. We've got these berries. Oops. Some more watercolor. We've got some snowy hill scenes there with the trees in the background. Some more watercolors on the background. This one's really pretty. Some blue. Look at that vibrant blue. Isn't that gorgeous? That makes me think of water. Or you could use it as deep sky, but yeah, water. I think it would make a really good water scene. Some more watercolored trees there. And look how pretty that color is there, some more water texture. But the one that we're using today is, I've got this one. So we've got this beautiful design on both corners, but this is a bit fuller on this corner to this one. This one's a little bit less full, and beautiful watercolors. But we're actually going to be using the other side, this blue with the watercolor look on the other side. So we're going to use that as sort of a snowy sort of scene, with the blue sort of sky with a little bit of snow falling. That's kind of the vibe I was going for with this paper. So kind of not really dark night sky like this one that Amber made, but kind of, you know, maybe starting to get a bit darker, or perhaps the sun coming up in the morning as, yeah, in early hours of the morning. So that's what we are going to use today. So this paper is gorgeous. It's in the Mini Catalogue. Absolutely stunning. And I sort of thought, when I saw this one, I thought, oh, I wonder if I could incorporate that into the owls and do something with the owls with that one. And you probably could, but yeah, I sort of thought in a hurry I had to work out what I was doing, because as I said, 3 o'clock I checked the numbers and the owls were winning out over translucent florals. So I thought we'll just go with this one. All right, now what I did is I went to Pinterest and I looked up snowy owls to have a look to see their colorings, the colors of their eyes, their markings and that sort of thing, so that I made sure that I was, you know, being true to the snowy owl. So these birds are absolutely beautiful. Their eyes are very yellowy. They're sort of, depending on the photograph, there's a few different photographs that I had. They're sort of a yellow, but in some lights they look a little bit more orangey. So this one sitting on the branch is my inspiration for today's project. Look at their little fluffy feet. Well, they're not fluffy, they're feathery feet. Aren't they just adorable? They're so beautiful. And this one's got very yellowy orange eyes, whereas the other ones have more. So, and this one's got a bit more shadowing on it. So I'm thinking maybe that one was taken maybe more sort of with the sun hitting it, or maybe at dusk or something like that. So yeah, so that's what I do when I'm doing something like this. I print out some photos and have them in front of me for inspiration. Of course, if you had your computer, you could just look at them on the computer, but I'm using my computer at the same time as I'm filming. So these two are the two that I chose for my inspiration for the project today. But look at the beautiful patterns on their wings, and look at their wingspan. Aren't they just amazing? So look, this one doesn't even do it justice. This one I think needs some more black detail or dark grey detail on the wings, so to really, you know, give it a bit more of a realistic look. But there you go. All right, so I'll move my little snowy owl pictures out of the way. I keep these ones close by. These ones I'm going to pin up in front of me, so I've got them there as inspiration. Hey Vicky, how you going? Great to have you here. Oh yes, that DSP is gorgeous, isn't it? So beautiful. All right, I'm going to put my snowy owl pictures up here in front of me. These ones can move away. I love this one too. They're just so majestic, aren't they? Very interesting creatures, owls. All right, we are going to start with our card base, which is the easiest place to start. Now, I will put all of the measurements up on my blog tomorrow, so don't be worried if you miss them today. And some of the measurements, I might actually make them up as I go, because yeah, I'm kind of winging part of this. But we do have these two. I know that we are using. We are starting with a card base of Night of Navy, and this one measures 21 centimeters by 14.85 centimeters, and then we score and fold that at 10.5. Okay, so this is basically a half sheet of A4 cardstock. I had a question the other day from a new card maker in regards to how to cut their cardstock. So I thought that I might show you quickly today, but I'll just give you the measurement of the next layer first. So this measurement, this one here is just basic white. So it's 10.1 by 14.45 centimeters, and that's going to be our matte layer. Okay, and then I'll give you the measurements of the DSP when we go to cut that. But I'm going to show you quickly how to cut your basic white or your card base, whatever color you're using for your card base. I've also just pulled out some early espresso and some copper clay cardstock as well for the branches and things. So I just pulled out some scraps. This is a great use of your little scrappy bits. All right, but first of all, let me show you how to cut this card base. So you're going to take, now this is how we cut our A4 cardstock for metric measurements. Okay, so here in Australia we use metric. So this is an A4 sheet, just the same size as regular photocopy paper, etc. We're going to turn it along the long side, and I'll move my trimmer down so that you can see the measurements along the top there of the trimmer. Okay. So I've opened up the arm of my trimmer. We're going to take the cardstock along to 14.85, which is halfway between 14.8 and 14.9. And that is exactly halfway, okay? And then we're going to cut that in half. And that forms two card bases, okay? Now, I'm going to turn it along the long side. I'm going to take it to 10.5. And this time I'm going to score. So I'm going to use my light scoring blade, and that is scoring it in half. Okay, now we've created a valley fold where we've pushed the cardstock down into the valley. The other side is what we call, oh, something on there. The other side is called a mountain fold because we've pushed the cardstock up a little bit, like we've embossed it. So we're going to have the mountain fold on the inside. You can use your trimmer and push your cardstock up against this edge and up against the top edge there, and then fold that in half. And because you've got that nice score line there, you're going to get a much crisper fold, and you won't get all those crease marks there in your cardstock. Then you can take your bone folder, if you have one, run it along the edge, and then you have a nice crisp fold. Okay. So there we have a card base. You can use that as a regular card base. You can use that as a landscape card base, whichever you like. Okay. Now for the other piece that I have left, we could use that one as another card base. But what I like to do is to trim it down in half. So rather than scoring this time, we'll move the scoring blade out of the way. I'm going to cut it in half. Now I've got two full card front pieces that I can work with for stamping my images. They're just much easier usable pieces to use as matte layers, to trim it down a little bit to use as a matte layer, to do die cutting, etc, etc. So that's how we cut our bases. All right, okay, so but we're not using basic white card base today, we're using Night of Navy. All right, so I'll pop that to the side. Now we're going to take our designer series paper, and we have to decide which part of it we want to use. Let me see. Which part of it do I like? I like this part here because it looks like it's sort of like snow fluttering down. So I think I might use that piece. All right. Now, for the DSP, what I normally do is I normally cut it in half first. Now, let's work out which way we want to cut it. So if I cut it that way, then I'm going to get that. But if I cut it that way, then I'm going to get that. Yes, I think I'm going to cut it that way. Okay. So I'm going to take that to the edge there. And I'm going to cut that at 6 inches, okay, which is half of the 12 by 12 piece. So I'm not really looking at the measurements at the top. I'm just using this side edge as a guide because I've got the arm of my trimmer, which folds out I've got that closed tightly, and that gives you 6 inches from the edge there to the cutting line. So it's actually 15.25 centimeters or 6 inches. Okay, so look at that now. Isn't that beautiful? Now I can cut those into panels to form lots of beautiful card bases. Now let's find that snowy piece that I wanted. There's this side here. All right, we're going to use this piece here. So I want to cut this at 9.9 centimeters wide. So 9.9. Again, don't worry if you miss these measurements for the project, because I will be putting them on my blog tomorrow. And this one is going to measure 14.25. So 1, 2, and a little bit. Oh, no, I think I want to cut the other end off. Let's turn that around. 14 and 1, 2, and a little bit. There we go. All right. And that forms our DSP layer. Now, you've got this little piece left over. Save that, because you can use that to decorate the inside of your card. Okay, so this is how the layers will look. So we've got a 2mm border for the first 2 layers, and then we're just going to have a 1mm border for this next layer. So the reason that I've just got that white, basic white cardstock behind the DSP is just to lift that up off the navy. See how that just lifts that? Now if I had that just on its own, without that white behind it, it's fine, but it looks just a little bit, you kind of lose it a little bit more into the night of navy. So depending on which look you like, if you like that, if you prefer that and you don't want to worry about the 1mm border, that's totally fine. But yeah, I just feel that the white just lifts it, just frames it a little bit. That's the word for it. It frames the designer series paper. So there we go. All right, yep, so they'll be adhered like that. Now we're not going to adhere them just yet, because we're going to do some stamping, and well, we're not sure yet. Not sure if we're going to do stamping or just the die cutting on there. But I think the best thing we should do next is to stamp our owls and give them a chance to dry and everything. Now when I looked at all those photos, the owls, depending on the lighting of the photos, the markings on the owl, they looked either black or a very dark grey. In one of the images, they looked sort of more browny, like a deep brown. So I thought today, rather than do them in, rather than stamp in basic black, I thought I might, oh sorry, not basic black, Memento Tuxedo Black, that's the one. I thought I'd try it in basic grey and see how they look in basic grey. Now I haven't used my basic grey for a while, so I don't know when I last re-inked it. So I might just test it on a piece of scrap first. And I haven't even got my stamps out on my blocks yet. So I want to use the Flying Owl. So we'll just take them off. And the one that's sitting, looking to the side. All right, we'll grab some blocks for these two. So I've got a D block for the smaller owl, and the larger owl, I don't think he's going to fit on a D block. I think we need a larger block for the large owl, so I'll get my really big one. It's got to move a few things to get to it. It's hiding there. There we go. So this one is the E block. Okay, so I'll pop him on the E block. All right, I'm going to start just testing the colour with my smaller one. Just see how, oh yeah, good. That looks pretty good. Okay, yeah, happy with that colour. All right, so I'll bring in my, now this small grid paper unfortunately is no longer available, but Stampin' Up! Does have the large grid paper available, and so you can just cut it down. There we go, so we'll give that one nice stamping. And then this one is quite big. Let's see, is it going to fit on the block? Oh yes, it will fit on the block. So when we're inking up our stamps, we just want to do a tap, tap, tap. What you can also do if you find it easier, especially with a large stamp like this, is you can take your ink pad to your stamp and tap, tap it that way all over. Okay, then you can check to see if you've got a good coverage. And then we can give that a nice firm press. Now you don't want to rock your stamp, you just want to give a firm pressure to let that ink transfer. There we go, beautiful, look at that. Gorgeous. Alrighty, so that's all we need for this card. You know what I might do? Just because I can, I might stamp this other one as well, just in case the large bird that's in flight does not fit on the card that I have in my head. We'll stamp this one too now, and then we've got him ready to go too, just in case. Let's go this way. Oh, I didn't ink that one up very well. Let's do that again. Maybe I do need a little bit of ink on this stamp. That's better. Yeah. Okay, so we'll give these a clean. I think they look really great in the basic grey. If you don't have basic grey, you can do them in black. I just didn't want to have them too heavy, too dark. Okay, give them a little tap off to dry. So this is a Stampin' Chamois. If you haven't seen this before, it's a lovely thick squishy chamois that you can clean your stamps with, and you just rinse it out with water. So it does get all stained up, as you can see. I keep mine in a clear case as well. If you haven't seen the Stampin' Up! Clear cases, you can't. Mine's a bit icky now, but they do look a lot nicer than that when you first get them. These come in a pack of 4. And they're great for storing embellishments in, for your chamois. They're also great for storing your leftover stamp sets from your kits. They're great for storing those in as well. All right. Okay. Oh, I want that over there. All right. So we've got our little snowy owls. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just snip these. I might get those both on at the same time. We'll see. Snip these apart because I want to run them through my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. We'll throw that one out because that didn't stamp as well. I'm not sure if I'll get those through at the same time. I might just snip them apart now too. All right. Now, if we want to, here, now these stamped images, the eyes are fairly filled in. So you don't have a whole heap of space to add much colour. But I thought that I would just try and add a little bit of Daffodil Delight. I hadn't decided whether or not I'd try the dark or the light. You just see on, so the light doesn't really show up too much. Just use the bullet tip. The dark is quite dark, so I might just add a little bit. I'll add dark on that one. Okay, that's quite dark, so let's go with the lighter one on, oops, not the brush tip, we want the bullet tip. We want the bullet tip because it's only a very fine little area that we are colouring. Yeah, you can barely even see it. So it probably doesn't really make a whole heap of difference. But there you go. That's just something else you can add. Now, if you wanted to add a little bit of extra detail, or you wanted to add some shading on your birds, you certainly could do that at this point and add a little bit of shadowing and things like that. But I thought I'd keep it really simple and just leave them plain. Okay. So we're going to die cut those. Bring in my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay, so we're going to use our number 1 plate on the bottom and number 2 clear plate, and we're going to stagger them back a little bit so that the rollers can grab them. We'll put on, yes, we need to have this one going sideways. So we'll line up our, actually let me do that this way first. Line up our dies with our owl, and I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape. If you don't have washi tape, you can use sticky note. If you are using washi tape, just dab it off on your clothes first to take off a little bit of the adhesive so that it's not too sticky, because you don't want it to tear your cardstock. All right, and that'll just hold our dies in place so that they don't move while we're die cutting. My plates on my machines are quite chopped up because I use them and use them and use them, and so they're a little bit warped because I use them so much. And so it's really important for me to use washi tape to hold my dies in place because my plates are a little bit warped. There we go. Okay, so that's one. Let's do one of these other ones as well. Get some more washi. So does anybody else have these owls? Do you have the winter owls set? The bundle? Or perhaps you just have the stamp set? Let me know in the comments if you have this. And also too, if you have, if you've used it yet, because the mini catalogue has only just gone live. I know that some demonstrators might already have this because we were able to order it a month ago, but customers, because the catalogue only just went live on the 6th of September, you're probably all just starting to receive your orders now. Although I did put in an order when the catalogue went live and I received it on 2 days later. So that was really quick. So the shipping at the moment has been fantastic here in Australia. Not sure about anywhere else, but here in Australia it's been really good. All right, so there's our 2 beautiful owls. They cut out really well. And I'll just do this third one, just in case we decide to use that one. Okay, get that, just reuse that, that washi tape. There we go. All right, oh, this piece curled up on itself. So has anybody seen a snowy owl in real life? Hey, Briar, how are you? Great to have you with us. How are you today, Briar? Are you, how's the weather where you are? I didn't actually tell everyone what the weather was like here today. We've had a really lovely sunny day today. We had freezing cold weather a couple of days ago. It was blowing a gale and yeah, it turned really cold again. But then yesterday was a lovely day and today's another lovely day. And I think it's supposed to warm up throughout the week. And by the end of the week, we're supposed to be in the high 20s or low 30s or something. It's a crazy time of year, this time of year with the weather. It's very, very changeable. You get like 4 seasons in one day. We had storms the other day and some places were getting hail and we had rain and, oh, it was crazy. All right. So we are, yeah, we're currently in spring. We've just started springtime. So, all right, now I'm going to work out positioning of things on here before I stick anything down. I just want to check the how much space I'm going to have here. All right, so if I put that bird up there, we might need to trim the wings a little. And that one down there. And this little one, we'll save that for another, oh, if I can even pick it up, we'll save that one for another project. I just did it just in case we were going to use it. All right. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to die cut some tree branches. And I'm just going to take this die back off this piece that it cut out because I want to use that washi tape again. So get that out now. And because I've got my little image, I know where these went, so I'll put them straight back on the die sheet. This one went up here, and this one went here, like that. And this one went here, like that. There we go. I've got my washi. All right, so we're going to cut some of these branches. Now, you've got the big tree trunk here, but I didn't want to, I think that'll be too much space that it's going to take up. Oh, this one's very, very stuck. So be careful when you take your dies off your die sheets that you don't bend them. I just like to peel the cardstock. Usually with dies that I know that I'm going to use a lot, I put them onto magnetic sheets, but I haven't got these ones onto magnetic sheets yet because we've only used them once so far. But I think these ones are going to be going on magnetic sheets very soon. Let's put that double-sided tape back down. Yeah, so I think that one is going to be, oh, it could work actually. Might work if we had that. And look, now I lost these other dies off here. So there's a great card in the catalogue that I was also using for a bit of inspiration, but I did want to change it up a little bit too. But the catalogue is a great source of inspiration. You can get lots of great ideas from the catalogue, and I'll show you which one it was that I was looking at. Okay, so we've got the mini catalogue. Now the owls, let's just look them up again. I didn't mark the page actually, which I should have done. Page 26 is where you'll find them. Page 26, there they are there. So there's lots of beautiful ideas here as well. But then you can also see the bundle over on page 73. And see, they've coloured these ones to make them different kinds of owls, which is really lovely. So page 73 is the one that I really liked. This one here. This is where you see the bundle together. I kind of like this, how they had the branches with the bird sitting in the branches. So that's kind of the idea that I had. I'm not sure what colour they used there, and I didn't look it up on on the website. I could have looked that up to see what colours they'd used for the branches, but I forgot to. But that's okay. But I was thinking if we had that, and then we could have some of these branches perhaps coming out from there. But then we might need to have that on the other side. I think that's not going to work on that side. I think that would need to go on that side. Could work if we had this little one sitting in there, say he's in there, and then we could have these branches coming out from there. I'm doing this before I die cut them, just so I can make sure I know how many I need and which pieces are going to work. We could do that, couldn't we? That would look good. Do something like that. Yeah. And then we can still put the moon. We could probably fit the moon up there. Could fit the moon up there. Yeah, that would work, wouldn't it? And then perhaps we could stamp some of those other trees in the background. Could stamp some of these ones in the background here. So let's put that one and the moon on some blocks. There we go. Okay, are we still going to need somewhere to put our sentiment as well? But we might put our sentiment along the bottom here, I think. I think that's where we're going to put that. All right, so planning it all out. As I said, I didn't have long to think about this one because at the beginning, I thought it was going to be the translucent florals, and so I was preparing that one. And then it quickly changed. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll have to pivot. All right, so let's die cut some of these pieces. And we'll pop our little owls over here. Bring back in our mini. We'll do our, I'll put the circle back on the die sheet for the moment so that I don't lose it. It's only so little. But we're going to die cut a tree trunk and some tree branches. And I think we're going to use early espresso. Well, actually, early espresso, or should I use this one and then add some early espresso to it? That might be nice. Oh, yes, you're true, Amber. They will be probably in the reverse once I die cut them. Yes. Oh, well, I can flip. Yeah, I can flip, so that should be all right. No, I think I'll do them in the early espresso. All right, so let's die cut these and then we'll work it all out. Okay, so put that one there and put our tree trunk. We'll do our 2 branches. We can fit them all on the same piece, which is awesome. Oops, hang on a minute. That one's might need to go. Oh, that one's going to want to go off the edge. All right, let's put some washi down. Hold these in place. That one there, that one just fits. Make sure when you are using multiple dies on a sheet that you have a bit of space in between them. Oh, there, it fits better that way. To give the rollers a chance to actually cut between them. I'm going to put a little bit up here too because that keeps wiggling. There we go. All right, so let's die cut those. Oops, hang on a minute. I haven't got my plates. Right, there we go. Okay, here we go. Hey, Jenny, how are you? Oh, you love the little owl. They are so beautiful, aren't they, the owls? They're just so gorgeous. There we go. So there's the tree. And that's got some really beautiful die cut detail through it, which is probably hard to see on camera. If I put it on, I'll put on a piece of white and you might see. Can you see the detail there? Probably a little bit hard, and my camera is my internet's not playing nice today either, so it's probably making it a little bit harder to see. There we go. Can you see all the bark details there? Really beautiful. All right, and we need to save this piece too. Okay, so don't throw that piece out. We're going to save that. I'll show you why. Okay, so that's our big one. And then our 2 little branches. These are great branches. These would work with so many of our stamp sets. These would be fantastic. We've got the monkeys, we've got other birds, we've got other wildlife. Stamp sets, they would work with so many different things. How are things down in Tassie today, Jenny? Is it starting to warm up a little bit, or is it still really freezing down there? Just stick that under there so I remember that's the right layer. Okay, so we'll pop that one back on there. And our branches, and I'm putting these all back straight away so that I don't lose them. Wait, which way did that way one go? That way. That's over more. Cold today. Oh, it's cold today down in Tassie. Hopefully it'll start to warm up soon. When does your weather typically start to warm up? Is it this month, or is it not until another month or two? Because I know you, being so far down south, you get very different temperatures to what we do up here in New South Wales. And all over New South Wales, there's different temperatures depending on where you are. Like, it's different weather patterns. I guess that's like anywhere, really. Okay, that'll still work. Yeah, that'll still work. Oh, it definitely goes that way. I was just checking. I was just checking because I thought, oh, maybe it goes the other way. I'd have it that way or that way. Could really do it on either side. I think we'll do it this side. Let's see how this will look. All right, so we'll have a branch up here. And oops, and a lower one sort of there. We have one going up at an angle and one coming more straight out. How would that look? Or should we have them both? No, that would look weird. Maybe this one should be up higher, the shorter one. So it's all just fiddling. Like, there's so many different pieces in this stamp set, or the bundle really, in the dies and the stamp set, that you can just, you know, there's so many different ways you can do it. I think I liked it better the other way, with the shorter one at the bottom and the longer one at the top. Yeah, you could do it either way. I think I liked it this way better. This one up here and this shorter one coming more sort of straight. I keep bumping into each other under there. Might need to trim the end off that other one. Now you could sort of have them a little bit like that, and then we can have this owl, if I can grab him, flying this way. And this one could be his mate sitting in here. We have to trim the tail off. And then this brown piece that I said to keep is going to go behind the owl. Like that. So it looks like he's sitting in the hollow of the tree. Can actually have his little feet into. Have that behind there. And then we just need to trim the tail off. Might have the feet out. And the head out. Yeah, like that. Like that. That would be cute. All right. So that's kind of what we're going for. Now we're going to stamp some of these trees in the background as well. We might have them on the same side. We might have them, well, I guess we could have them all the way across behind there, but I might do them, I won't emboss them. So on our original one, we had, these ones were embossed because it was a night scene. So yeah, we kind of wanted them to stand out in the night sky, but this time we're going to have them just in the background. Now, Well, actually, you know what we could do? We could stamp them in white and emboss them in white. And being that this is a snowy scene, could we add a little bit of white to these tree branches? That's a great idea. Haha. Okay, now we're onto something. All right, I'm going to use my Versamark and my white embossing powder, and we're going to add a little bit of detail to these pieces as well. Yay. All right, and we'll stamp some trees in the background of this piece. All right. Did you see me all of a sudden just zoom up then? Because all the ideas are flowing now. Alrighty. So we are going to stamp some trees along the bottom here. We're going to do them in Versamark. So I'm going to take my ink pad to, oh, I'm going to give that stamp a bit of a clean actually. It doesn't look too clean. Oh, Rose said later in the week you're supposed to get to 24 degrees. Oh, wow, that's nice. Very nice. That's probably when we're due for our 30-ish weather up here. Oh, that'll be lovely down there. Are you planning to go out and do something special with the beautiful weather, Rose? And Jenny too? Are you going to go and do something nice outdoors? All right, so we're going to stamp some trees. Let's see, so we're going to have the big one over here. So we might stamp them down a bit lower over here. Just see where I've got that one. Just going to stagger them a little bit at different heights. Trying to see in the light where I've stamped it because they are Versamark, they're clear. So it's a little bit hard to see where I've stamped them. But if you hold it up to the light, you can usually see. All right, I'll emboss those and then we can add, oh, there's a little, I can see in the light where there's a couple of little gaps. So I'll just fill those in and we'll see. I don't know if I've maybe gone a bit too much with the trees now. I may have, but we'll see. And I forgot to use my embossing buddy. There it is. I had it in my tray ready to go and I didn't even use it. It's okay. It's a snowy scene, so if we get a bit of extra embossing powder, it won't matter too much because it's a snowy scene, so it can just look like snow. All right, so this is the embossing tray comes from the embossing additions toolkit. It also comes with the embossing buddy, which is an anti-static pillow, the tweezers, and the paintbrush, which I'm just looking for. Here it is, and the paintbrush, which I'm just going to use to tap and see if there's any other extra little bits. No, I think that looks okay. It's a little bit of a gap here, but that's okay because we're going to have the other tree there. All right, so I will replace this back to the pot before I turn the heat tool on. So tap that down and then you can use this brush to brush the rest of the granules down. Now, if you're using different colors, so if you're going from, you're okay if you're doing white and clear, but if you're going between, say, white and clear and then darker colors, either black or the metallics, you need to clean out your tray completely because otherwise you'll get the colors mixed into your pot and you don't want that because that'll ruin your embossing powder. Okay, so that'll do us for now. It's not completely clean, but that's clean enough for now. Okay, and I'll have to clean that in a moment, so I'll just leave that there. I'll use my tweezers just to hold my paper, and I'll heat the heat tool up for a moment. So Rose, you're maybe going to go for a walk at the beach. Oh, that sounds lovely. Beautiful weather for that. All right, so as we heat the embossing powder, you'll see it change to become white and glossy. And as you see that changing, we'll just move the heat tool very slowly to melt all of that embossing powder. Now you probably noticed that I did heat up the heat tool for just a few seconds before I took it to the paper. You probably heard me turn it on just off camera. There we go. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. Now we've got a little bit of a gap here. So I might just stamp a little bit more just there. Oops. Nearly lost it. Nearly lost it, didn't we? I'll just stamp an extra little bit just here. Hang on, I'm going off the paper here. There we go. And maybe just a little bit here. There we go. All right. And we'll bring in that embossing powder again. Where did I just put that? There it is. Sprinkle a little bit on there, a little bit on there. Now, because I'm going to reheat this again, I've got to be very careful that I don't overheat the other embossing powder that was already melted, because I don't want that to go flat and, I'll just pop that over there because I might use that again. I don't want that to go flat and dull. You shouldn't need to heat it for too long now because the heat tool is already hot and it will melt it much more quickly. Beautiful. There we go. Okay. Fantastic. All right. Now with our tree, our large tree, we need to add some snow because otherwise it's going to be very heavy in the front compared to the snowy white trees in the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a sponge dauber. Now let me see, where do I have my Versamark sponge dauber? Is it in this one? No, I think it's in my other one. Oh, I've got one for white. I did used to have one for Versamark. Have I still got one in here for Versamark? Oh yeah, that one. There we go. We're going to sponge a little bit of white because I am going to have these in a snowy scene. So you don't have to have the snowy, just because they're snowy owls, they don't have to be in the snow because they're not always in the snow. But I'm just going to add a little bit of this Versamark here and there on this old tree trunk. For some embossing powder to sit on. And we might put some all along the bottom there. And we can always go back in with extra if we need to. We don't want to go too heavy at the beginning because it's really hard to see where we've put it on there. So we'll just do a little bit to begin with and then we'll go back over it if we need to. There we go. I'll just move this piece over to the side for the moment. Okay, now we've got it a little bit too uniform in places. So what I'm going to do, I'll tap that off. I'm going to use my brush. See how this is like very sort of bit dobby, bit too much like the dauber there. So I'm just going to make it look a little bit more sort of natural just by brushing some of that embossing powder off. We don't want it to be looking too, you know, like we meant it. We want it to look like the snow has actually fallen onto the tree trunk. Yeah, that's a bit better. Let's make it a little bit more sort of wispy looking. Make it look a little bit more natural. There. Okay, let's try that. So I am going to need my tweezers this time. Definitely, or I will burn my fingers. So these tweezers have got a porcelain tip so that when they heat with the heat tool, they don't melt or, you know, hold the heat for too long. They're not affected by the heat is basically what I wanted to say. There we go. And we've got some good splatter on there too, which is great because it makes it look like the snow has sort of settled. Just let that cool for a moment so I don't burn my fingers. Makes it look like the snow has sort of flurried down. Now let's have a look at that on our paper. Much better, much more natural looking. Yep, beautiful. Okay, good. All right, now we've got to do these two little branches as well, because these two will have snow on them as well. Okay. So let's see, so they're going to go up like that and like that. So where would the snow be sitting on these branches? Probably on the tips there. All right, let's see how that looks. Cover up our ink pad. We will need tweezers. Now I've got some embossing powder already in here, so I might see if I can tip that embossing powder over. There we go. And that's a little bit heavy, so we'll just again brush some off. Give it a more natural sort of look. Yeah. Okay, pretty happy with that one. I might do that one first. I'll move that one over out of the way. We'll do one at a time. Okay. Well, that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Beautiful. All right, I've lost audio. Oh no, I've lost visual over on my computer because I think the battery might have died. So I'll just bring up my iPad and see if I can get that back over here. Hang on, bear with me 2 moments while I just bring that back up. There we go. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, that looks really cool. Okay. There we go. And we'll do this one as well. Hopefully the ink is still wet enough on here. The Versamark does usually stay wet for quite a while, but we'll just see. Oh, yeah, it's good. It's good. Give it a little tap, tap, tap. And just brush that lightly again, just so we can see the early espresso coming through there, the timber color, the wood, the branch color. There we go. Beautiful. Done. All right. Okay, awesome. Put my tools over here out of the way. Finished with the Versamark for now, so put that away. We've still got to do the moon. So we'll probably do the moon in sort of a silvery, I don't know, could we do the moon in white as well? What do you reckon the moon would look like in white? So let's see, we have our tree trunk there. Tree trunk there, tree branches coming up from here. This one can come out, this one can come up. Like that. There we go. And then should put it on our, should actually put it on the card because we're going to need that framing around it. What are we thinking? Yeah, okay. In fact, we could have that up a little bit higher because I was going to put some ribbon around the bottom there too. And we've got a couple of different ribbons. I'll pull them out in a moment. I'll just slip that behind there. Let's just slip it in from the front because it's exactly that shape that we cut out. I'm wondering if I might need to put a bigger piece behind there to make that fully cover. And then we're going to put our little snowy owl there. We're going to need to trim his tail off. And then this one is going to go over here. We're going to need to put some dimensionals on this one. We're going to need to trim his wings, I think, too. We're going to have to trim his wings. So he won't be able to fly as far, will he, if we trim his wings? That's a bit sad. Yeah. That's looking really cool. What else do we need? We need the moon. Where am I going to fit the moon now? I wonder if we won't fit the moon. Could fit it over here, and this bird could be flying over the top of it, so it could sort of be a little bit. And if we move this down. Like that. I was going to put the moon over this side. But I guess I could put it over here, and the bird can be flying sort of in front of the moon, couldn't it? Maybe we need to create the moon next. All right, so we've got that, and then I've got these new ribbons from the new Mini Catalogue, which are beautiful. I love all of them. And I don't know which one I want to use, but this one is very shimmery. That one might go nicely. We could put that along the bottom there. And we do need to leave space for the sentiment as well. I'm sort of throwing a little bit of blue and pink. Or we've got the sheer ribbon, which might be nice too, because then it brings in the silver. Move that out of the way. But then we're not covering up the tree trunk because you can kind of see through the ribbon, but it's introducing that little bit of silver there. So that could be nice. Or there's this one. Sorry, I'm not telling you the names of all of these. I should have told, I'll tell you the names. This one is the basic white herringbone ribbon. This one's a bit thicker. So one might be a bit too thick. I think that one's going to be too thick for that because we don't want to take up too much space. So not the herringbone. These are the ones. This one is the sheer ribbon. Silver and white sheer ribbon. I do like that one. I think I'm leaning more towards that one. And this one is the iridescent ribbon. And that's why it's throwing all those colors, because it's iridescent. Which is nice though. I like it. It's throwing all those beautiful colors. Not sure if you can see that on camera or not. So yeah, so we'll decide about which ribbon. Might try that one. Let's do the moon first, and then we'll come back to the ribbons. So the moon we'll do in, let's see. I did like it in this one with the silver, and then we could do the sentiment in silver on the white as well. So we might bring in the silver. Okay, so moon and sentiment. We want sending love. Yep, sending love. Okay, so I'll grab a block for the sentiment. There we go. All right, and we'll stamp those each on some white. Now for the sentiment, we punched the end of that too. So what was the width of that one? Let's just check. That one is 1.5 centimeters wide. All right. So we'll cut a piece 1.5 centimeters wide. And it doesn't matter on the length at the moment because I might need to stamp it a couple of times till I get it right anyway. So, but we'll start with the 1.5. Is that right? Yep, 1.5. Is it night or day? Maybe moon between the wings of the flying owl. Oh, that's a good idea, Jenny. Up there. Yes, yes. It's not. It's kind of not day and not night. It's not dark night. Like it's maybe with this when the sun's starting to go down a bit, but the sun is not shining brightly because it's gone down, but it's not as dark as like a dark night. So it's kind of going to be kind of a snowy evening, perhaps an evening, but not dark night. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. But yeah, I guess it could be early morning perhaps where you still see the sun, the moon before the sun comes out. Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, well, this isn't the sun, so it can't be stamped as a, well, I don't know, I guess you could stamp it as a sun. They are night birds, yes, you're correct, but a lot of the images that I printed today was taken of them actually in the daytime. So I'll show you the photos if you missed them at the beginning. I'll show you the photos that I printed of the snowy owls. They were mostly in the daytime, and I printed those ones specifically because that's kind of what I was going for. I haven't stamped that in the middle. I might try again up here. Flip it around. We'll try again. I'm going to bring that down. Sorry, I'll just bring that down a little bit closer to me for a minute while I just get that lined up a bit better. It's a bit hard to see with the camera overhead. Let's see, how did that go? I think that one's better. All right, I'll stamp that. Oh, sorry, I'll emboss that in the silver. Silver. There we go, silver. Now, because I've got white embossing powder currently in my tray, I'm just going to grab some paper. I've got some copy paper, just some copy paper here that I use for embossing with my silver embossing powder when my tray is not clean. Where's my brush? There's my brush. And I didn't use my embossing buddy again. Ah. Oh, and I smudged that too, didn't I? Let's see if I can get in there with this brush and just get rid of the extra embossing powder. Did I get it? Did I get it? That might be okay. All right, I'll emboss that one and we'll see. We'll see how we went with that. Let's pop that there for the moment. All right. So, yeah, I'll grab those photos out and show you in a moment because I had one idea, but then my idea went in a different direction. Well, I kind of had I didn't have a full idea. I had a partial idea. But then, yeah, my idea changed. All right, so let's heat this. Oh, okay, there we go. In silver. Let's heat up our heat tool for a moment. There we go. And as you see that embossing powder melt and become shiny, I'm just going to move your heat tool across. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Now I'm going to get my punch out. So you can leave that as a straight sentiment, or you can use a punch to banner the end. I like the banners pick a punch. And so I'm going to use, what I'm going to do is make myself a little template first. So I'm going to put that up against the end and punch, and I'm going to use that little piece there that I just punched as my template to measure where I want to trim my cardstock before I punch this sentiment. So I want it about there, so that the point is about there. Can you see that? It's a little bit hard to see on camera because I'm doing white on white. So where the straight edge is, I'm going to put a little mark. That's where I'm going to trim my cardstock. So I'll line that up with my cutting edge, or my cutting track, I should say. Okay, so that's the straight edge. Then I'm going to punch. So I'll feed that back into my punch. I want the arrow end. Put that right up at the end. Line that up in the middle. Punch. And there I've got my sentiment banner right where I wanted it. I actually didn't line that up straight. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I didn't get that straight. Oh dear, I might have to end up doing this again. I had it higher on one side than on the other. Hang on, which way did I go? I need to go that way more. Let's bring it back. Let's see if I can do it. See if I can fix it. Yep, that's good enough. That'll do. All right, and I might just trim a little bit off the end, the other end, because I've made it a bit shorter now. Just trim a little bit off that end. There we go, that's better. Okay. Yeah, I just hadn't centered it in the punch because it was a little bit wider than the track, so it wasn't sitting within the groove there. That's all good. We fixed it. Okay. Okay, so that's our sentiment. So our sentiment is going to go down here over the ribbon. And then, so we're going to have, need to decide which ribbon. That one or this one. Oops, oops, there goes our tree. There goes our tree. No, I think I'm going to use the sheer ribbon. So I don't want to take away from all of those snowy trees. Okay, so we'll cut a length. We're going to cut 2 pieces of ribbon. We're going to have a length that's going to wrap around, and then I'm going to cut 10 centimeters to be our faux knot. Or we can do, actually I might just do it straight from the, I'll do it straight from the spool. So it's usually roughly about 10 centimeters for the extra piece to wrap around. I'll show you what I mean when we get to that. All right, let's do the, what do you reckon about this moon? I think we can still have the moon, because the moon can be just poking its little head through, like it hasn't gone back to bed yet. I'm going to grab a scrap of white. Do you keep your scraps? Do you all keep your scraps and reuse your scraps? I hope you do. They come in very handy for little bits and pieces like this. There we go. Now I know you can't see that because the Versamark is a clear ink, but you will see it when I emboss it. This is my silver papers. Well, my papers, they're white papers, but they're for my silver embossing powder. There we go. So we've got our little moon. And we're going to emboss that, and then we're going to die cut that with our little circle die. Okay. That is all the embossing done. So we're nearly done now. We've just got to put everything together. We've created all of the little pieces. Well, except for this one. I've got to just emboss this one. I think the heat tool is still hot from before. Oh, Yep, here we go. It's turning now. Done. Okay, awesome. And we will move that to the side, grab our embossing tool, our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and our embossing dies. No, our die cutting dies. What am I talking about? Our dies. It's all right, don't worry. My brain is just skipping ahead. I'm thinking of the next step already. Focus on the step that I'm doing. Oops, that one's not sticking because it's got cardstock on it still. There we go. All right. Last little bit of die cutting and then we will be done. Then we can put everything together. Oh, I don't have that lined up very well. Let me do that again. Goodness me. I think the light was reflecting off the silver and it was throwing my placement of my die. There we go. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, I love this little circle die, this little 3/4 of an inch circle. 3/4 of an inch is a great size for lots of things. There we go. So there's our little moon, our little silvery moon. Make sure we put that little die back on our die sheet so we don't lose it. Okay. Now it's time to put it all together. Okay, now we need some Stampin' Dimensionals and some glue. So I've got my multi-purpose liquid glue and I've got my Stampin' Dimensionals. Did you all see my tip yesterday about drawing a line or a squiggle or whatever on the back of your Stampin' Dimensionals? So I just used a Sharpie. You can use any permanent marker. And just draw a line on the back so then you can see when you've removed the backings from your dimensionals. I might bring in my little ones too. I haven't done it on my little ones yet. Let's do that now. So we'll just draw a line on each of those so that we can see, more easily see where they are, but especially when we're removing those backings, so we can tell if we've removed them or not, because I'm forever trying to feel if I've removed them or not, but they're hard to, it's hard to see sometimes if you've removed them or not. Oh, there we go. Okay. Looks a bit messy like that, but it's going to be very useful. Alrighty, here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere these two layers together. So just move all of my little elements. We're going to do that one and that one together first. We'll move the base out of the way. Take a little bit of, look how gorgeous that background, the reverse side is of that paper. So pretty. The owls would look pretty on here too, but if you're going to put the owls on here, I think you might need to colour them, have them a different coloured owl, maybe not a snowy owl, because they might not show up. I don't know, maybe we need to test it. All right, so we're just going to have a little 1 millimeter border, so it's quite a fine border, and using the multi-purpose liquid glue will give us the time to just wiggle that paper around so that we can get that lined up, because it's a little bit trickier with a finer border. And slide that over and around. There we go. Press that all down. Got it. Now I can feel I've got embossing powder everywhere here on the desk. Must have spilt a little bit. Okay. Now I'm not going to adhere that just yet. I'm going to put some of these other elements in place first. So let's see. We want our tree. I think this tree needs to be up on dimensionals too. Is that going to work with the ribbon if I wrap the ribbon around? Or do I have to have that flat? And he could be up on dimensionals. I feel like, you know what I want to do? I don't know if this is going to work. Let's see. I want to give it a little bit of curvature in the tree trunk, because tree trunks aren't flat. This is very delicate though, because it's got all of the cut sections in it from the die. So you just want to be really careful. Just want to give it a little bit of shape. Yeah. Okay, I think I am going to put that up on dimensionals, but that might mean that I need to put this bit. I might need to cut a larger piece for the back there, is what I'm thinking. No, actually, you know what? I'm going to stick it flat. I am going to stick it flat because it's going to create an issue with this bit if I do that. Yeah, okay. Now remember that we're putting the bird in there, so we want to trim the tail of the bird first before we do that, because we don't want the tail to stick out the side of the tree, because if the bird was actually in the tree hollow, then you wouldn't see its tail. Whoops. So I'm just trimming that off there like that. Okay. So that he's going to sit in there like that. All right. So I'll position this first. I'm not going to put glue in here because I'm going to slip him in there like that. So I won't trim that part there. Actually, I wonder if I pop. I wonder if I pop that side up there on dimensionals. That might. I wonder if what that would look like. Or do I put the ribbon down first? Maybe I put the ribbon down first and then put the tree trunk over the top. That might be an idea. I just kind of wanted to ground that tree trunk though, because I don't want it floating up in the air. So I was going to put the ribbon over the top. Okay, I think I'm just going to stick it. I might just put some minis under there though, to sit that side up a little bit. How would that look? All right, let's give it a go and see, hey? Let's give it a go. You never know unless you give it a go. Okay, so which side was it? That side. So I'm going to put some minis under here. Let's make sure we can still get that little tail tucked in behind there. Yep, if that's sitting up, that would be great. I might put the whole thing up on dimensionals, you know, and just be done with it. I think I will. I think it will look better up on dimensionals. Now see how we can see where all those backings are on those dimensionals? So much easier. All right, we'll use some minis for down the sides because they're a bit narrower. Very indecisive today with this card, aren't I? There we go. All right, so we've got lots there. I am just a little bit concerned about the brown piece behind it for the bird to sit in the hollow of the tree. Not sure if we're going to cover up all of the paper behind, but we will see. We will discover. Still not attaching that yet to the card base because we've got to wrap the ribbon. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth, everybody. And that's going to sit down in there. Oh, that won't be too bad, actually. All right. Won't be too bad. All right, we're going to put a bit of glue on this piece. That's going to go in. We're going to slip that in behind. But we need to use glue for this piece because we need to slide it around in there to get it lined up with the hole in the tree where the bird is going to sit. Oh yeah, that's okay. See a little bit of blue there, but if you hold it up, like it's going to be displayed, so you won't see it then. Yeah, that's good. Oh, that worked out a lot better than I thought. Good, good, good. All right, and then our little snowy owl is going to sit there like so. So I'm going to put some dimensionals here behind the body. Put one in there and one up here under the shoulder. Just repositioning it to feel where I need to sit those dimensionals. Yep, and where the bird is sitting on the actual tree, we're going to put glue in those parts there. Okay, take those off, add a little bit of glue along here, and tuck in there. There you go. You can be poking out from the hollow in the tree. There we go. Cute. Look at that. All right, so we can wrap the ribbon now, and then we can adhere this to the card base and then put the rest together. So I'll wrap that around there like that. All right, I'm going to get some mini glue dots. Mini glue dots are the best for adhering ribbon, I find. Some people prefer tear and tape. I like using mini glue dots. Just funny because I used to always use tear and tape. Sometimes I still do to adhere ribbon, but most often I use the glue dots now. All right, so I'm going to have that right along there. Wrap that around, just up a little bit from the bottom. Wrap that around. Yeah, that went over that tree trunk okay. That also just helps to ground that a little bit too, because it's not right at the bottom of the ground. What would have been good would be for me to put some cardstock or something along the bottom there to look like torn cardstock, perhaps, to make it look like a bit of snow on the ground. Yeah, in fact, probably I could still do that too, couldn't I? If I took that ribbon back off, could I still do that? Let's see. Let's just quickly do this and just see. Just cut a little strip and we'll see what it looks like. If we had that instead of the ribbon along the bottom, how would that look? And lose a bit of those trees. I might trim off it a little bit more and just see how it will look. Because that could be another thing that you can do just to ground that tree a little bit. You kind of don't want the tree trunk to be, you know, up in the air. Just remove that ribbon again for the moment, just to see. Oh, now I've got the glue dots on there. I'll see if I can pull them off with the ribbon. Here we go. I was just thinking, where's my little moon? There it is there. Okay, let's see now. If we had that along the bottom. Oh, if we had that along the bottom, that's better, isn't it? That helps to ground it a little bit. Oh, I like that. Okay, I might do that. I might stick that along the bottom there. Okay, so an extra little addition is the snow on the ground. I'll just put a dimensional there and then dimensionals all the way along there, and then the end I'm going to trim off with my paper snips. So we don't want to put dimensionals where the tree trunk is. Okay. Probably don't even need the ribbon if you're adding the snow. Yeah, I agree, Amber. Yeah, I think you're right. So we might get rid of the ribbon and have snow instead. So very easy to create snow. Just tear a piece of cardstock. And if you want a couple of layers of snow, you could put this up a little bit higher and have a couple of different widths of torn pieces and overlay them. And then that way you can have even more snow. Still want our little 1mm border. So we'll take that to there. There. Oh, that looks so much better. Hey, Glenda, how are you? Great to have you with us today. There we go. Oh, yes, that looks so much better. Oh, that brings it together much better. Okay, yes, we might leave the ribbon. Alrighty. Okay, so that's going to go on there. Yes, I definitely don't think we're going to need the ribbon. Well, I usually say every card needs ribbon and bling, but this one might just be having just bling and no ribbon. All right, well, we might adhere this layer, now that we're not doing the ribbon, we might adhere this layer to the card now, and then we can finish off with all the other details, because it'll be much easier while it's on the card base rather than it wiggling around everywhere. So there we go. We'll just slide that around till we get that border even. Okay, give that a firm press down there. Okie dokie. So we've got the white trees, the white snow-covered trees in the background. Oh, I've missed a whole heap of messages. Sorry, everybody, because I'm on my iPad now. My computer died. And so I've got to tap the screen to see messages here on my computer, on my iPad, sorry. Hey, Alison, how are you? Sorry, I didn't see you jump on. Oh, Jenny liked the sheer ribbon. Yes, the sheer ribbon did look better out of all of the ribbons, but I think having the snow there just helps to ground that tree a bit better. Lift the flying owl. Yes, I'll put him up on dimensionals as well. Oh, you're good. That's good to hear, Glenda. Fantastic. All right, so now the snowy owl is going to fly up here. Oh, we've got to do the branches first. Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. We've got to add these other branches. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trim. I'm going to trim this branch a little bit so we can slip that in there a bit easier. And now I've got to get it in between where all the dimensionals are, because I've put dimensionals in there now. Okay, so this owl is going to go up on dimensionals. We might just need to trim the wings a little bit there. I think I need to trim this branch a bit. Oh, Amber says, scene cards are exception to your ribbon and bling rule. Yes, very true. They are actually, because we often don't have ribbon and bling on our scene cards. Need that at a bit more of an angle. There, that can go up there like that. Oh, there we go. I found a spot for it to slip into. And then this one can come out here like that. I might need to trim this one a bit more now. This one was supposed to be the shorter one, but I trimmed the other one and it was nearly the same length. So there, and there. I might make this one a bit more, a little bit more shorter. More shorter? That's not good grammar, is it? Shorter. Just shorter. Oh, I need to put this down here too, don't I? Maybe I'm going to need to put that one up there because I need to put the sentiment down here. Yeah, well, I like that one there, so I'll attach that one so it comes in at that point there. So these branches are going to be adhered flat because they are easier that way. I could have, and I did have it in my mind to do, and I totally forgot, but that's okay. I was going to die cut these with the adhesive foam sheets behind them, behind the cardstock, and then that way, or like adhered to the cardstock, then that way they would have been 3D'd, but I forgot, so that's okay. So now they're just going to be going on flat, but that's okay. All right, so that branch up there, sentiment there, this one is going to, I'm trying to work out the angle to have that one. What if I just had it as a short branch like that? That might look better. Have it short. All right, so we'll tuck it in. Oops, missed the glue just there. Okay, we'll have that one just there like that. Okay, and then this one here is going to go up on dimensionals. And I need to decide on the placement. Oh, the moon. What about the moon? The moon could go, Jenny suggested between the wings. If I put that flat and then mount the, let's put the dimensionals on this one first and see how that looks. Okay, so get our dimensionals. So then when I finish this card, we'll compare the two cards and see what they look like next to each other, and how you can change up a few things to, you know, create different types of scenes. What do you think there? Or could I just put it over there? Oh, I like it over there actually. What do you think? Moon isn't needed, Amber doesn't think. Amber doesn't think the moon is needed at all. So just leave it like that, do you think? This is going to go up on dimensionals as well. Because Jenny was asking about the moon earlier, about what time of day it is. And I think she was wondering the same thing actually, Amber, if the moon was even needed. So maybe the moon isn't needed. Oh, Bri, you like it to the left. You like the moon over there. What does everyone think? Do we want the moon or no moon? We can have the moon, the bird can be just flying, or the owl can be flying just over the moon. I'm going to have to trim the edge of the wings off there because otherwise it won't go in the envelope. Could I put it down lower, slightly lower, to fit the wings in? I could fit it in slightly lower with the, so that the wings would fit. Just there. Like that. It's like it's flowing, just flown from the nest, from the hole in the tree. I don't like the moon there. We'd need it over here somewhere, I think, if anywhere. What do you think? No moon? Yes, moon. Yes, leave it over there to the left. Rose says no moon. Amber said no moon. Are you still there, Jenny? What do you think about the moon? Because you were asking about the moon before too. I can't decide about the moon. I am going to put some bling on there as well too. I think I might just use... oh, you know what we need? We need Wink of Stella on the snow on the bottom. But I think I might just use rhinestones today because I think they're going to be more like snow. The iridescent, they throw too many colours. Or we could use the iridescent pearls. No, I think the sparkle and shine of the rhinestones I think will be the better one. And some Wink of Stella on here. I'll definitely place that there. So I think I'm just going to adhere the sentiment now. Now we just need to decide about the other owl and the moon. That's straight. Yep, there we go. So moon, no moon. Yep, put the owl there, Briar said. Yep, so that we've got all of the wings. We don't need to trim the wings off. Owl, moon or no moon? So should I place, maybe I should just place the owl and then, and it would have been nice to fit the owl up higher, but it's going to be too, oh, hang on, we could overlap the, I had it at more of a straight angle like that. I could overlap the tail with the branch there. I could still fit. Yeah, I think I can fit it there. Moon. Briar likes the moon. Okay. Well, let me adhere the what's it called? Owl. The owl. And now I'm going to be able to fit the other wing in. I won't need to trim it, so I'll put another dimensional just up there. There we go. All right. So, and now because I've got all the little marks on my dimensional backings, I can see which ones I've removed and which ones I haven't. See, look, isn't that clever? Whoever came up with that idea was brilliant. All these creative people, they just have so many brilliant ideas. All right. So let's get this positioned right up there at the correct angle. We don't want to overlap the two birds. Move it over as far into the corner as I can. There we go. Beautiful. You can have the owl flying downwards. Well, you could too, actually. But my idea was kind of that it was flying away from the hollow in the tree, from where they have their nest. Yeah, going to, because the story in my head was that it's going to collect food for the chicks that are in the nest in the hollow in the tree. So that was my idea. All right, so now we've got to decide about up on the moon. So moon there. Well, actually moon there looks good. The moon placement there actually looks quite good. Over there it kind of looks like it. Over there is actually not bad too. What does everybody think? To the left or more sort of to the centered there. Left. Oh, Jean thinks it looks good there too. Maybe tucked in under the wing a little bit so it looks like the bird is flying. The owl is flying. Oh, I like it there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, left. Okay, we're going to put it there. Decision made. Been very indecisive about placements of everything today. That's me, that is. Not all of you. You've all been such great help. Glad I've got you all there to help me on these decisions. Yes, that looks good there. Okay, let's stick that. Great. We're going to add a bit of Wink of Stella to the snow at the bottom. Give that a little bit of a shiny, shiny. Make sure we get it along those top edges as well, where we've torn the cardstock. If we still had the white glimmer paper, that would have been great too. I don't think we have white glimmer paper that's current at the moment. If you still have some in your stash from before though, you could use that in place of white cardstock, because that would look really good along there too. Let's get that right along the edge there. Add that bit of shimmer. And now it will look more like the snow glistening. Beautiful. Yes, love that. Great. All right. Now, some blingy bling bling. Some rhinestones. We want to make like snow falling, or it could be stars shimmering in the background. Let's use little ones, I think. We'll use some little ones and we'll just pop them here and there. Have some little glimmer. Let's make it all nice and sparkly. 3. Now we've got to have an uneven number, so 4 and 5. There we go. I think we're done. I think we're done, everybody. Thank you so much for your help in deciding on that. All right, so we've got bling. We've got the bling there. We've got the bling with the Wink of Stella on the snow at the bottom, which you probably can't really see terribly well. But wow, that turned out so different to my original idea. But I love it. I love how it's turned out. I love the addition of the embossing powder to make it look like snow. I think it just goes really well with that blue paper. Let me bring in the original one, which was where the idea jumped from. But look how different they are. Isn't that beautiful? So Amber designed this one. I made the bird. She designed the layout and created the card. And then, yeah, I've designed this one. But look how different. Don't they look great? So this is a very dark night sky. This is sort of like, I guess, you know, as the moon's coming up or the sun's about to come up. Yeah, I really love how that turned out. Really great. So there you go. So that's the Winter Owls bundle with the stamp set and the dies. Have I got all the dies back on the die sheet? Let me check, because I've got my photograph. Have I got them all on there? Yes, they all went back. Yay. So there you go. So there's the dies, there's the stamp set, and the two very different cards that we've used. So I think we've used, I didn't use the Snow Flurry stamp, but between those two cards, I've used all of the dies. So there you go. So that just gives you an idea of different ways of using them all. And if you wanted to, actually on this one, we could have stamped some of that Snow Flurry in the background in the white embossed, and white embossed it, or even silver embossed it. Well, white embossed it would have looked like Snow Flurry. So we could have done that in the background too if we had wanted to. But I think that's just perfect. The snow has stopped. Daddy Bird is flying to go and find some food for the family. to bring it back to Mummy Bird, who is in the hollow in the tree with the babies in the nest there. So that's my little story about that one. So there you go. Oh, I'm glad you all liked it. Thank you so much for your patience. I don't even know what time it is or how long I've been. Oh my goodness, I just looked at the time. That took a really long time. I didn't anticipate that taking quite so long, but I changed my direction with that card, so there you go. But yeah, I think it's beautiful. So I'll have this card up on my blog tomorrow with all of the measurements and everything as well. So, and all of the product supplies too. So if you would like to case this card, then feel free to go to my blog and check that out. This one has the same measurements for the layers. And I showed at the beginning, I showed briefly how we did that one. Basically the same with the trees, stamped the trees, but instead we used black embossing powder on this one, different paper, and created the owl with the dies. But yeah, basically similar sort of layout. So there you go. All right, well, I'm going to tip the camera back up to say goodbye to you all face to face. Oh, I was going to show you those photos too of the snowy owls that I printed. I'm just being careful with my Wink of Stella because it's not quite dry yet. So these are the ones that I printed, Rose. So I had this one and this one that was sitting on the branch. So this is the one that inspired this card. This one I printed a close-up of the face because I wanted to see the eyes up close. But this one's was taken at a different time of day, I think, because the markings on the feather look more brown. It's got a little bit of sort of a orangey, brown, yellowy tinge around the face. So I think that's kind of the light reflection. And the eyes are much more orange in this one. And then I had these ones, which were absolutely gorgeous. So this one is in the snow. This one isn't. This one looks like it's in the bush, sitting on a rock. And then there was this one, which was also in the snow. Look at those beautiful wings. Aren't they just gorgeous? They're such stunning birds, the snowy owls. Their markings are incredible. So there you go. So they were the inspiration for my project. But yes, they weren't going to be in so much snow, but they ended up being in the snow. So that's okay. But I might do another one another time using different paper and have them actually in the bush rather than, yeah, in the snow. So there you go. So, all right. So let's tip this camera back up and then I will let you all go. Alrighty, here we go. Okay, so tell me in the comments or in the chat, is anybody planning on casing this card or either of these cards? Let me know in the comments. There we go. All right. So let me know in the comments, do you think that you will case either of these cards with the owls? And did you learn? The other thing I want to know too is, did you learn any new tips and tricks? Because I always like to give tips and tricks that are helpful for people in their creativity. So let me know if you learned some tips and tricks today that have helped you as well, either using these products or using products in general, even like the cutting tips and the embossing tips and things like that. Let me know if you learned something new today, something that you'll find helpful in your creativity. So, oh, lots of lovely comments. Thank you so much, everybody. Jean loves both of them. Yes, yeah. You like the snow embossing, Rose? Yeah, yeah. It's you get a really good effect, don't you? And especially when you brush some of it away, like I did with the tree and the branches here. Because if you just daubered and then just, as you saw at the beginning, I daubered and then added the embossing powder, but it was a bit heavy. So you just get that brush and just brush some of it away, and gives you much more of a realistic look to it. So I'm glad you found that helpful. Fantastic. Great. All right. Any other comments? I'm just waiting to see if that, because we're on a little bit of a delay here. Just check to see if there's any more comments coming through. No, I think we're all good. Oh, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. I'm glad that you enjoyed that. Sorry to keep you so long, but I hope that you felt that it was worth it, learning all those tips and tricks of using the beautiful Winter Owls bundle. So look out for that one in the online store. It's from the new Mini Catalogue. I showed earlier in the video where you'll find that in the catalogue, but yeah, just so gorgeous. And if you do, oh, you don't make bird cards, Rose, but I did a great job. Oh, thank you so much. If any of you do create with this bundle, I would love to see your projects that you create. So please feel free to share them with me, whether or not that is via Messenger, or you can add your photos in a comment under this video. Yeah, please share them with us. We would love to see how you've used them and some different ideas of using them as well. All right, well, I will let you all go. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you so much for joining me. It was great to have you here. And I love to bring new projects to you and encourage you in your creativity. So I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll be back again next Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We're still in Standard Time for another couple of weeks. But I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you all again really soon. Thanks so much, everyone. Happy crafting. Bye.